I came to the conclusion that France was the biggest risk to peace and security and overall African development, particularly in West Africa, because of one particular agreement that they would make the African heads of state sign when they were receiving their independence. It was a horrible, continues to be a horrible document that sadly it has been allowed to continue to this very day, to the serious detriment of the Africans.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Van TV Media, guys. If you're new, please just consider subscribing to this channel and turn on the notification bell so that in case we do upload any gossip stories, you'll be the first one to view, guys. Of course, we are your favorite channel that gives you trending stories, that gives you international stories and all stories that are taking place in and around Africa. In our today's video, there was an interview I saw somewhere. Then I decided, guys, to share with you. There was an interview that I saw somewhere from a lady, a doctor called Arikana. Kwa hiyo, this lady said that France is the major threat of Africa. We Africa, we are independent. We Africa, we struggled to do away with the colony, but still France is the most threat of Africa. Right now, Africa, we are under France colony. Africa, we are being impressed. We are being destroyed by France. We are being destroyed by France activities. We are being exploited by France. So this lady said that the France is the threat, the major threat of Africa. So let's just watch out this video, then we proceed on our review, and you will just comment down below and tell us what is your opinion on that.
I came to the conclusion that France was the biggest risk to peace and security and overall African development, particularly in West Africa, because of one particular agreement that they would make the African heads of state sign when they were receiving their independence. It was a horrible, continues to be a horrible document that sadly it has been allowed to continue to this very day, to the serious detriment of the Africans. So I set out to educate the Africans about France. Others would say, why didn't you talk about the British and all other colonizers? Yes, we would speak about them as well. But the one that is leading the pack, the one that is taking the crown of the abuse and exploitation, it is France. And I felt very strongly that if France can come to the table and also renegotiate those contracts, if France can leave Africa, that would be the beginning of true liberation. And I'm talking economic liberation of the African continent. So France is leading the pack because of its deep roots within Africa, because of the agreements that the heads of states were made to sign during independence of Africa. It continues to be in place today. And through that document, African countries, the former French colonies, upwards, it used to be 85% of their bank reserves had to be deposited with the French treasury. It's now down to around 50 to 60%. To this day, poor countries are sending their bank reserves to France. To this day, poor countries, the first right of refusal of all contracts, public, private, large, small, French companies, the first right of refusal. To this day, all minerals discovered yet to be discovered, France has the first right of refusal. To this day, those former French colonies, all their military must be trained by France. All their military equipment must be purchased from France. And France has a presence in their countries and can invade those countries without notice should they feel their French interests are being violated. So at every level, the document is horrible and it remains in place today. I was horrified when I began to see the extent to which people simply did not know. So I made that my mission number one. Because as a medical doctor, If you're dealing with let's say an accident situation, you first assess the heart. Does the patient have a heartbeat? Is the patient breathing? You don't worry about the broken bone. You don't worry about other peripheral damages. You start with the core. If the patient is breathing, if the patient has a heartbeat, you must revive them, get a heartbeat, get the lungs, get them breathing, and then you can deal with the other peripheral issues. So I felt the heartbeat of what was ailing Africa started with France. If we can deal with what France is doing in Africa, dealing with the rest of the colonizers will be easy, for their roots are not as entrenched into Africa as the French roots to this day.
Yes, hope you've seen the story. Hope you've seen that interview of Dr. Arikana. And guys, let's come to our mind as African people. Let's come together and tackle this as an African people. More so West Africans. Those are the most countries that were colonized by Africa. It's good. I've seen some steps coming in. I've seen some revolution is coming in from 3 countries. That is Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. They are coming out of this colony. They are trying to do away with this colony from France. They are coming out to separate from this. So let me tell you that it has been said that France is doing everything to make sure African is being destroyed, to make sure they gain a lot from Africa. All things in Africa is being controlled by France, according to Doctor. Everything, be it mining, be it education sector, be it training of militaries, it's all about France. We African, we are just there to be controlled. We Africa, we are just there to remain poor, to be the poorest people all over the world. So it's better we fight to move away France. It's better if France can sign an agreement to say that we are done with Africa, to say that we are no longer controlling Africa, to say that we have leave Africa forever to be maintaining its resources, to be using and benefiting from its resources. So this is the thing we African, we are supposed to come together. This is the thing that West African people can come in and conquer this, can come in and do away with this, and this will be okay. African will be shining like a gold. African will no longer be poor. African will remain peace. African will be being created in peace. You remember most of the country like France is taking in African, those are military weapons. We have been seeing France is taking in education, education process. All the education that are taking place in those African countries are from France. They are being taught their religions. They are being taught everything from France. So France, it has been declared that to be the main, being the main threat of Africa. For you who you are watching this video, wherever you are, be it in Senegal, be it in France, be it in Tunisia, be it in Mali, Burkina Faso, Burundi, everywhere, Tanzania, everywhere, Eritrea, you can just tell us on how can we African can come together and do away with this and be free from colony, be free from slavery. Just drop your comment, and remember, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please just subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so that in case we do upload any story, you'll be the first one to view. And guys, let us give a wrap